So, in this video, this is gonna be the one before the gear guide that is updated. I'm gonna be going over pretty much what are free-to-play units. So, for the current SSRs, we're gonna go over only SSRs for free-to-play units that you should summon if you haven't already. In this game, they're gonna be mainly focused on PvE, and then it's gonna be focused on free-to-play, in which you should pull or not pull. 100%. I'm going to be going over all the future rares, SRs, and SSR units after this collection part of the video, and what you should summon in the future, what you should look for, and who you should look for. So, other than that, SSRs only for collections. Chillin, you get her for free, very good unit. You use her in pretty much every danger close. Chillin, a very good crit damage unit, extremely high DPS output, pretty much still number one in my heart. Chillin, very good pull, but she can also be obtained for free. Terminator is a actually pretty good SSR unit, pretty good striker, very good damage defense down, pretty useful in debuff type raids. Would you summon for him? Not exactly, but if you do get him, don't trash him. He's actually very good in general. So I wouldn't pull for him if he does have a banner, but you'll probably get him off banner anyways. Strongholds also pretty trash. Other than that, Kai Wong, very good unit. I highly recommend him in the next Shadow Palace or Shadow Hall. He's very useful. He's low cost. He has very good distractions with his bulwarks and a very good CC ranger in general. You can also get him for free, I believe. Although I think he got removed from one of the reroll summon things. Other than that, Shinjia, also a very good unit. Not sure if they will put a summon banner for her, but very good unit for danger close, but also in general a really nice buffer. She is pretty good to summon on. Gayun is a very strong ranger. She is a very good attack speed based character, as well as the fact that she does have a high damage output ultimate as well, with her passive and her special scaling alongside with it. Also, she's cute. Other than that, we have Aspen's very tanky soldiers, as well as high damage, high attack speed, high true damage, and there's two of them. Very good summons for free-to-play carriers, as well as the fact that if you do summon on them, they might be rated up alongside admin riflemen's and admin shieldmen's. Very good free-to-play units in general. Other than that, you have Yang Hurim, probably one of the best supports in the game. High skill haste, high healing. Oh, not really, that's actually a lie. High skill haste, pretty much. Very strong attack increases, and pretty much just a decent HP heal. She's a shield barrier type healer with a lot of skill haste regen. Other than that, we also have one of your main non-awakening tanks. She's really highly rated, just simply for the fact that she is a dodge tank, but also a very cheap tank as well at 3 cost. Very strong, and she also debuffs the enemy on hit, so if they do miss against her, they're not going to do that much damage. Very good tank to summon on. Other than that, we also have Nanahara Chifuyu. She is a godsend among strikers, very tanky in the defense region of the stats, and also she has decent amount of stun, but the biggest part about her is the defense shred. Very good unit, just like Terminator. I'll actually summon for her. Shinatsu, very good in the guild co-op. She's pretty much your third support. She buffs your allies' attack, also gives you AoE healing as well. Whoever's in range and all that good stuff. Damage reduction, good support overall. She's probably going to be alongside Nanahara Chifuyu, so you could summon her if you want. Sanai is actually a must summon in my opinion if you are planning to do danger close. As a PvE unit, she's a very good unit, especially since she is the 20% extra damage on siege units against Solus Citadio. Very good unit to play when you need that sniper unit. Other than that, a higher priority would be Rosaria. Very good attack scaling, very good abilities in general, high AoE damage, flying ranger, the good stuff. Frederick Doma is actually one of the PvE characters I do recommend. I highly recommend him. He is very good at dealing damage debuffs and is 100% uptime pretty much most of the time. Don't listen to what other people say. I really like Frederick Doma. Very good unit. I would honestly pull him over, to be honest. Adele Miner, very good for Shadow Hall, as well as danger close. Very good soldier in general, anti-soldier and corrupted objects, COs. So pretty good unit, very good mob summoner. So very good summon in my opinion. Other than that, we also have Sigma. Pretty good tower unit, very high battery unit, very strong against roll advantage. Super useful. Giannis, pretty decent mech, probably one of the only better ones. High damage, high AoE damage, pretty good when it does damage. Very useful in Nervier as well as Shadow Hall in the cheese where pretty much you only use air units. So very good units to buy. I would rate him pretty much a little bit lower. Other than that, you also have Serapil. If you do want her, she's a 4-cost defender. Does a completely different job from Yumi, but she tanks nonetheless all the way the same. She's attack type, defensive, no evasion, Massagist, Cerebral. Pretty strong. Other than that, you also have Ice and Spy. 2-cost strikers, pretty much kind of like at old admin, and yeah, they're a nuisance to deal against. They're 2 cost, 2 unit, and they have the SSR stats, so very strong units. Other than that, those are all the PvE units I would suggest in the collection. We will also talk about awakening units in general on my new Holy Square and whatnot at the end of the video. Other than that, let us move on to the characters that will be coming out soon. And obviously all the future units. And this will be a PvE only list. So, who would you pull on if you had not that much summons and you're very much free to play and you're focusing on PvE? The first one would be, if she does release in a banner, which she probably won't, but I would definitely summon for Lyudmila. I did cover her already. Other than that, the next one that you probably should summon for is Ifrit. Ifrit is a very strong mecha. It is a striker that can attack air units, pretty much the Kim Sobin of the mechs, basically. It's a 3-cost striker. Very strong. AC worth pulling. Absolutely. You use him everywhere, no matter what. He's just ridiculously strong. And also he's a striker, so type B, danger close, shredded. Guild co-op, shredded. When you need a striker in Shadow Hall, shredded. Obviously, as a SSR mech and a sniper at 4 costs, he's pretty useless. Don't do it. So far, on the first list, it's Ifrit. Second one would be the SR Tarisk. Hopefully, you did summon him alongside Ifrit. Very good debuffer type ranger mecha unit. 3 costs as well. The next one is very up close. It's pretty much right next to him. It's going to be Veronica. 100% she is pretty much the best quote-unquote tank to dive 50. And you need at least one of them, either a Hilda or Veronica, to clear the stage. I would highly recommend summoning for the invincible Veronica anyways, simply because you have the good old SR Monet, who is extremely good in guild co-op as she can silence the boss infinitely in a sense. Full attack speed, yes sir, she is very strong. She can also attack the air units as well. Other than that, you also have Licorice, pretty decent 2-cost sniper, used in some danger closes, used in some PvPs. She's just a very low cost. And they are all within the maid banner. Other than that, you also have Rita Arsenico. She is a very strong anti-mecha type unit, very good support, and pretty much she's also a flyer as well, so she's pretty safe to an extent. She also has a recent buff as well, and the release of Evolve 1 basically made her meta in PvP if you want that. Other than that though, she's a very strong unit against mechs, and that's pretty much all you need for dive 48 through 50. They're pretty hard stages, so Rita is extremely recommended. Other than that, you do have Spyra. She's a very good PvE unit. Her ability to attack the backline does make her pretty crucial, as this text does say. So if you want a good striker that can go into the backline, Spyra is the move. This one's a iffy choice, but I definitely think that if you have the choice to, because there is a pretty big gap in terms of good units, you can summon for Spyra. Other than that, Dash also comes with the Horizon event. She is extremely good in PvE. She is the top tier debuffer, and she is a sniper unit, meaning you can proc your operator buffs if you wanted to. You get it for free during the Horizon event. Other than that, you also have Sky Layfield. I definitely 100% just I recommend her, man. Just like 30% attack, 50% damage reduction. It's ridiculous. She's very strong in danger close and also long boss fights, heavy boss fights like raids and guild co-op. So she's a pretty good unit. Other than that, you also have RT Lana. Since you are pulling for Sky Layfield, hopefully you do get RT Lana, another 2-cost, low-cost sniper unit. She's pretty much used as a Shadow Palace sniper with a lot of counters to buff her allies. That's pretty much it. Other than that, we do have the Guilds of Gear collab as a free-to-play player. This is a limited collab, so I would honestly recommend you to pull all of them. But if we were to talk about people who are very good or decent enough, I'd say Mei is a pretty decent unit overall. Pretty nice set, pretty good. It's much just you're a buff stripper. That's pretty much it, and you're a really good tanky support unit. So if you're into that, Mei is pretty good. Aside from that, you also have Milia Rage. Milia is a very strong unit, considering the fact that you can pretty much get it to 90% skill haste, and also the fact that your accessory gives you like 31% attack speed, and then also some other stuff as well. So Milia can pretty much cap out on attack speed pretty instantly, as well as the fact that she can get pretty much max skill haste. She's an extremely strong DPS unit. It's kind of a must need together. Ino's a very good choice as well. In most cases, she does a lot more damage than Milia. So she has a sniper unit that's pretty much invincible in a sense. She has her dust attack, she gains hit, stun immunity, etc, etc. She's a very strong execute type sniper unit. So I would definitely also recommend to pull her. Other than that, if you want to skip the mech / soldier units, you can. The next good one would be Lonely. She is a very good unit for PvE because pretty much both for dives, and also Shadow Palace or Danger Close. She's very good because she's pretty much a anti-soldier and CO character as well, and a huge debuffer. Same thing going for Machine Collector, but hers is for mechs. She's a very strong unit. Like mod A and B are for mechs. You could use her for Danger Close, but yeah, definitely for PvE. 100% I would definitely recommend her as well. If you didn't get Rita, she's a pretty good unit. Other than that, you have Lucid, one of my favorite units in the game. She's basically an actual summoner. She has 2 COs that have a shit ton of damage, and she's pretty damn good in time-based content like guild co-op. You'll do a shit ton of damage. While Lucid's damage is negligible, and she's also really squishy. Her summons deal ridiculous amounts of damage, so I definitely recommend summoning her. She is a 5-cost sniper, and honestly worth her price. Very strong. As to basically get 3 units in one. Other than that, some very good units. It's a ranger, it's a flyer, it's a 3-cost counter, and she's an extremely strong buffer. She also has an immortality buff, but it pretty much requires manual play. If you use her for auto, she's pretty good either way. But I mean, these buffs, ridiculously good. Lucretia, very good pull. Other than that, that's pretty much it for now. That is my free-to-play list on who you should pull. It's a lot less than the other lists I made, because are they worth pulling? They are. But this is the PvE list. To sum it up, pretty much Ifrit, Teresk, Veronica, Monet, Licorice, Rita, Spyra, Dash, Sky Rayfield, Artilana, Milia, Ino, Lonely, Machine Collector, and Lucid, and Lucretia. Other than that, we do have my Holy Square is basically the top 4 from 1 to 4, and then we're gonna have like 3 runner-ups. Every other awakening unit is kind of like whatever in my opinion. So the first awakening unit will be Awaken Suyun. She is by far the highest DPS in the game, very strong, Ranger and Sniper in one. The second one will be Yuna. She is a very strong, very strong self-healing tank, also pretty decent damage on Awaken Yuna. She's honestly ridiculously strong. So a unit's pretty good free to play option. I would definitely recommend building her. Other than that, the third one is actually going to be Ministra. Ministra is a very strong awakening unit. Just simply for the fact that she is pretty much just a debuffer. Ridiculously good debuffing. And you pretty much use her for a lot of game modes. It's ridiculously how strong she is. She's also a 5 cost and she's also a ranger. Other than that, the fourth choice will be Awaken Jushiyun. She's pretty much similar to Awaken Yuna, but he also has damage tolerance, which is pretty much similar to Estarossa, LSY, and 8 Mina, and it makes him pretty tanky. He has a very high base stats, and honestly, very good evasion, striker tank, very strong counters, ridiculously good damage and raids as well. Other than that, we have some runner-ups. The first runner-up will be Amina. She is a very high damage, high tanky striker with max health damage. Very good in terms of that. And she's pretty much used in some danger process as well. Second would be Amy First Wing. Very good damage, very good executes, and that's the biggest thing. And it even works as on bosses who are immune to both the execute and the DOT part of her skills. Well, it might not work on them, but she does a lot of damage. She's a very good sniper unit, and she's very fun to use. Other than that, if you're looking for a different sniper unit, Replacer Queen is a pretty decent one, albeit not as fun. She is a pretty good PvE sniper, considering the fact that she pretty much stacks skill haze and all that good stuff, right? Other than that, very high range snipers, you could use those if you wanted. The last one would be Awaken LSY, which she's a flying ranger, 5 costs, not as good as Ministra, but again, she is a flying ranger, and if you want, she's also a pretty good ranger buffer as well. Very good considering that she is a flying ranger. She gets to deal a lot of damage while staying safe in the air, and she is required for some cheeses. Other than that, that is pretty much my awakening list, top 4, and also some runner-ups. For awakening units, everyone else is kind of like whatever in my opinion. So free to play PvE list, that is up to you. Remember, it's like around 2 to 3 months for a pity. So within 6 months, which Jushiyun might get released, you'll have like 3 pities for awakening units. Definitely use them for the characters I've mentioned. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.